Hello everybody, my name is Suyash, you're watching Mind Body Spirit. Is there a secret to happiness? Is there a secret to people that appear to be happy all the time? If there is a secret, let's learn that in this video. And having learned that secret, we'll also see how we can begin to apply and implement that secret in our life and start becoming more happy today. And so let's get started. Now I want to keep this video short, so let's just jump right into it. There are happy people and there are unhappy people. Current circumstances often don't have much to do with how happy or unhappy a person would be. Because we all know somebody that is unhappy and sad and maybe frustrated all the time. And we also know somebody who has lesser than that unhappy person and yet he is happy and joyful and maybe grateful all the time. We all know such people that, whatever happens, that person is sad, or whatever happens, that person just bounces back and he's ultimately happy, right? I think the secret is that how happy have we habitually allowed ourselves to be, or how unhappy we have habitually allowed ourselves to be. It's all about habit. One major characteristic of the people that are habitually unhappy is that they are always waiting for something to happen which they expect will make them happy. So if I get that job, that would be just wonderful. If I find my soulmate, it would be just wonderful. And I know such people. I personally know, I have such friends who I haven't told about this channel, so I can talk about them here, that feel unhappy and then they think, what, Suyash, if I had that job, I would be so happy. And I really and dearly wanted them to get that job so that they would be happy, because they're really good friends of mine and really good people, wonderful person. And they would get the job and it would cause them and bring them some happiness also. But in just a week, if you talk to them again, they'll be complaining that, what, I don't like my boss, I don't like the working hours, I don't like how much I have to travel in order to reach my office. Something or the other, they will always find that they don't like about the job, and they'll again fall back into that sadness pattern. And maybe the same person then would be thinking, but if I had a partner, if I had a soulmate, if I got married, I would be happy. And that person would get married, and maybe that would cause them some happiness for a week or a month, and then again they would fall into that sadness pattern, because it's as if sadness has become their natural state of being and they have allowed that to happen. And that is the secret. The secret to happiness is habit. So if the secret to happiness is habit, how happy have I habitually, or unhappy have I habitually allowed myself to feel? Well, let's start to change that habit today. And maybe that habit will not get changed today. Maybe I'll start to see results in a week, but I can start today to change that habit. How do I do that? Well, the first thing that I can do is to start deliberately changing my thoughts. And we have talked extensively about that, because this channel mainly is about meditation. It's mainly about the law of attraction. And in the law of attraction, what we learn is to change our thoughts. It doesn't matter what you're thinking right now. It doesn't matter what you're experiencing right now. If you can start to change your thoughts, you can start to change your experiences. That is the law of attraction. And so what you are experiencing right now is a result of what you have thought in the past. What you will experience in the future will be a result of what you are thinking in the present. And so start to change your thought. And we have established this by this time on this channel, that you can deliberately start to think happy thoughts even if you are experiencing sad circumstances. And so what we can start to do today is to think about the positive aspect of everything. In any situation, there is positive and there is negative. I may be going somewhere in my car and it's not very comfortable because 6 people are sitting in the car. Just an example, 6 people are sitting in the car. It's not very comfortable. But I'm in a car. It's an air-conditioned car. It protects me from the climate. It protects me from the rain. I will reach my destination really fast. Yes, there is a small problem of too many people in the car, but that's okay. You focus deliberately. You choose to focus on the positive aspect. Why? Because you are trying to develop a habit of thinking positive, focusing on the positive. And similarly with people, there are people that I dearly love, but who also annoy me at times. And I'm sure that I annoy people that love me so much, probably all the time. And yet, in a family or when we are really close friends, I think our focus is on love. And so that annoying habits, they just fade away. In one moment, okay, I'm so annoyed at my family member or my friend, and then the next moment it's gone because my focus is on love. And so that family or that friendship is a training ground of how I should be in the outside world as well. We have to expand the domain of this forgiveness, that focusing on love, focusing on the positive things. We have to expand this from our family to maybe our colleagues, and then from our colleagues to maybe strangers. You may not be successful all the time, but even if you're successful 50% of the times, and imagine if you're 50% happier, imagine what kind of a life that would be. It would be just wonderful, right? Let's not even aim to become happy all the time. That's impossible. That doesn't happen with anybody. What we are doing is we are deliberately training ourselves step by step, gradually. It may not be sudden, it may not be like, Suyash, I saw this video and now I'm so happy. It may not be like that. It may be, I may have annoyed you in this video. In fact, I hope not, but I may have. But when we try to apply these things, when we try to understand that our focus and our attention is limited, we can focus on something and the remaining things will remain out of focus. When we realize that, and what we focus on, instead of it just being random, let the focus be deliberate. So I deliberately choose to focus on the positive. That will really start having an effect on how you are feeling. And so how do we treat a situation? If there is a challenging situation, we may really become sad and we may really become frustrated. This is what keeps happening all the time. It's like a pattern is getting built in my life. Every time something good happens, something bad is just waiting around the corner. Instead of thinking all of this and really, with the law of attraction, create a pattern, a sad pattern in your life. When there is a challenging situation, let's treat that as a learning experience, right? The situation will not magically change itself if you are thinking negative, right? If you are thinking positive, in fact, it can with the law of attraction. So deliberately start changing your thoughts about that situation. And recently I was reading a book written by Daji, Mr. Kamlesh Desai Bhai Patel, who is the global teacher of Heartfulness Institute. I in fact recently made a couple of videos how with the Heartfulness masterclasses you could actually learn to meditate from the comfort of your homes, absolutely free of cost. That's still going on, by the way. If you're interested, I'll leave a link below in the description. Go check that out. I was reading a book written by Daji, and in that he's written that we in fact tend to brag about the challenges that we have faced. So you may be telling some people that, 2 years back I had to go to the airport and there was no conveyance, there was just no cabs, there was a strike or something, and then I had to walk 10 kilometers to the airport and it was so challenging. So at that time maybe you treated that as a challenge, but 2 years from that you were actually bragging that, I overcame that situation and that was a learning experience for you. Who would brag that, I had a chauffeur driven car and that guy just dropped me to the airport? That's just very ordinary. Extraordinary is that there was a challenge. I didn't lose hope. I overcame that challenge. I reached the airport nonetheless, right? So that is how we need to treat the situation. We need to know that, this is not the end of the world. Anytime that I face a challenge, I just try to think that, in a couple of hours, this will be over and I will have a good night's comfortable sleep in the comfort of my bed, in my warm room. Everything will be fine. Right? So I tend to think that. And so it's important to remember that you are blessed with a comfortable life. You are blessed with a wonderful life. This is a small aberration that you will overcome. And there is something that I read somewhere. I again don't remember the source. If you know the source, please let me know, because this is something really important. I would like to, credit the actual source of this. But somewhere somebody told me that, whenever something is happening, just think in such a way that in the larger scheme of things, 5 years from now, will whatever is this negative situation, will this have any effect on our life? And when you really start to think like this, you will realize that a very few things, rarely, maybe 1% of all the things that you are negative and angry and frustrated about, maybe 1% will qualify that yes, this is a major problem, this will affect me 5 years from now. Most of them will be, no, it won't even affect you 1 week from now. And in fact, it has happened with me so many times that I'm really sad about something today. 1 week from now, I'll try to remember what was it. I remember that I was sad, but I can't even remember what I was sad about, right? And then I feel I was so stupid. Why was I sad? If today I can't even remember why I was sad, why was I sad? Why was I being such an idiot, right? So let's not be that word that I just used, and let's start to deliberately change our thoughts, deliberately change our thought process and become happy people. The secret to happiness is habit. And so that's all I wanted to talk about in this video. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. Any comments or feedback, please use the comment section down below. Make sure you subscribe, and after you have subscribed, also hit the bell icon to be notified about my future videos. As usual, a pleasure to talk to you in this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.